Hello, I'm Peter Towers. Welcome to this webinar this afternoon. I hope you're having a good time wherever you are. And I'm just having trouble here with my PowerPoint slides. I'll just see if I can get them to come across. Doesn't as though I'm going to be able to. Help me run a better business is a saying that's become rather popular of late because a business person wrote a letter to Accountants Daily and indicated that he wanted advice on being able to run a better business, not just taxation matters. So how would you go about performing a wider range of professional services for your clients if you had to respond to that letter that client wrote to his accountant? Creation of a strategy is very important in the consideration of how you can provide value-adding services to your clients. Businesses need to create a strategy that will help you to differentiate the type of services that your clients provide to their people. A differentiated strategy is one of the key life cycles of a business. Are you able to advise your clients on the development of those strategies? I think accountants have to remember that the marketplace gives a high rating to accountants as being the trusted advisor to your small business clients. Surely that requires you to be involved in the preparation of more information than just the income tax return. So your clients need assistance. And you need to be able to utilize your knowledge, your skills to help the business prosper, your client to prosper. So this is definitely more requirement of your skills and your knowledge in a broader range of aspects than just the preparation of income tax returns. So where do you start on trying to change the types of services that you're perhaps been traditionally providing to a particular client? You need to have a conversation. You need to be able to sit down and talk to them so that they understand the skills, the knowledge that you have, and most importantly, I think, your willingness to get really involved with them, to assist them on this value-adding journey to their business. You need to understand more about their business than just the profit and loss account. You need to understand how their business operates, where they're located, what the restrictions might be in their factory, their office, their workshop, who their customers are, how their customers pay them, what research and development activities they've been undertaking, what the payment process is from their customers, what cash flow difficulties might they have, what level of training have their team undertaken, what sort of leadership team does your client have. Now, you will know some of this already if you've traditionally prepared their annual accounts and tax returns, but have you been to their premises? Have you viewed the physical environment that they're working in? Do you have an appreciation of who their customers are and what their position is in the marketplace? Have you looked at their social media campaigns? I really do need to stress to you that you need to understand all of these items if you're going to be an effective chief financial officer for them. So does your client have a differential strategy? Or are they thinking that they're the same as everyone else in the marketplace? How do they line up against their competitors? What do they do very well? And do they market that? So being able to assist your clients to better understand what their differential strategy is, I think is an important component of the value added services package that you need to be considering. So what's a winning business strategy? First of all, customers. Who are the core customers? Are they selling as much as they could to their core customers? Are they communicating with them? Are they offering them additional services? Are they encouraging them to join a club-like atmosphere? Is there special benefits and promotions? Is there a brand guarantee? Is there any sort of brand? Is there any sort of guarantee in the marketplace? What does the brand mean? Does everyone in the team understand the brand's significance and importance? And what activities does your client utilize that's going to be able to differentiate their business? That's a question to them. What differentiates their business? And you could probably ask yourself the same question. If someone said to you, what differentiates you? If you're going to be looking at the challenge of helping clients create a differential strategy, I suggest to you that you and your firm, your colleagues, need to be considering what differentiates your accountancy or business advisory business. Why will people expect you to be able to add value to their business? Have you undertaken some extra training? Have you been working with some interesting clients who required you to perform a range of services well beyond taxation? And you're now going to bring that knowledge and those skills that you learned to assist your clients. And you should be talking to your client about their goals for the next 3 years. What do they want to achieve in turnover, in gross profit, team members, locations, net profit, research and development, development of new intellectual property, registration of patents, perhaps starting to launch a major export initiative to send products or services around the world. So they're their goals. How are you going to assist them? So the other question you'd be putting to your client is, what are their plans? What do they want to achieve? Do they want to have a 6-month sabbatical? Do they want to retire in a couple of years' time? If so, what's the succession plan? But irrespective of whether they want to retire or not in the short term, what is the ongoing succession strategy within this business? Are they trying to gear it up so they can sell the business? Are they interested in scaling up the business to take it from its current turnover of, say, $2 million to $5 million in 3 years? Have they considered the extra financing they're going to require for working capital purposes if they expanded their business that much? Can you assist your clients to identify their strengths, weaknesses, and trends that they see in their business? What trends are they wanting to embrace and develop in the next couple of years? And what are their competitors doing? And what are their competitors' strengths, weaknesses, and trends? And what about their Customers, what are they saying? What feedback are they giving? Has someone been contacting them and asking them about the good, the bad, and the ugly, in effect, on this particular business? So what services do the customers want? What will they pay for? You then need to sit down and analyze the responses that you've received or the feedback you've received as the accountant, the trusted advisor that's now going to try to put together a strategy to suit this particular client of yours so that you can be contributing to add value to their business. So compare the answers. Is there any obvious trends that's emerged where your client is far better than any of the competitors and that particular benefit or strategy matches what the customer's expectation is? Or how can we make it better? How can it be improved even further? How can it become a vital component of your client's strategies to compete with their competitors? That's the input that I think you should be making. But then on the other side, what shortfalls does your client have? What has this analysis identified of what competitors are doing, what customers want, and yet your client's not doing anything in that area or negative, deficient? Can that be improved? Is it staff training? Is it mentoring? What has to be done to reduce the negative effect of those shortfalls? So what differentiates your client from their competitors? Because at the end of the day, that's what business is all about, isn't it? You make choices as consumers and businesses all the time as to who you're going to deal with. So you are looking at whoever you're currently getting your services from. You're looking at their competitors all the time, or their competitors are trying to get you to look at them on an ongoing basis. So what's the differentiation between the client that you're currently looking to helping to value add to their business? What differentiates them from their competitors? And that needs to be documented. Is there any strategies that competitors are using that your client could copy? There's no law against copying. You just got to be a bit careful how you word it, perhaps different colors and slightly different words. But is there other strategies in the marketplace? Then they mightn't actually be competitors. They could be someone else in a fairly similar industry. Could a strategy that they're using that appears to be successful, could that be incorporated into what your client is saying to the marketplace? So at the end of all this, you're able to put together all these ideas from the customer input, from your client's own input, and from the analysis of competitors. What looks good? And you're going to be able to identify the strengths, the weaknesses, and clearly identify the trends that your client should try to pursue over the next 3 years. And obviously, ensuring that everyone in the team has got a very clear idea of what the differentiation is about your client. So how are you going to communicate all this to customers? What's going to be your advice to your client? Many of your clients will not have a marketing manager or a sales manager, and they definitely won't have a full-time chief financial officer. That's probably your role as the virtual CFO. So you've identified all this. You've then got to talk to your client about how all this is going to be sold to your clients. So let's look at some of the ways that this strategy might be conveyed, and that's basically marketing. What's happening on your client's website? Is it proactive? Is it up to date? Is there new material going onto the website every day? Or is it got material there that hasn't been touched in years? What's happening in social media? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, podcasts. Is your client using those tools to communicate to current customers, prospects, and the broader market? And do they understand the differences between the various social media outlets? And there's more than the 3 or 4 that I just mentioned that might suit a particular market depending who the customers are or prospective customers are. There's different social media that will suit different markets. And is this going to be the means by which your clients' strategies for the market, your differential strategies, are able to be communicated? What about producing videos and webinars? It's very easy to produce videos these days. You get a backdrop, you get a mobile phone, and you get a tripod, and you get a willing assistant within your staff, and you're able to produce videos. So your clients should be able to do the same. Put them on their website, send links to those videos to their customers. Use them as a means of communicating. And webinars, what we're doing today. Is this an effective way for your client to be able to communicate with their clients? Today, we're on part of our new strategy. We are on a live feed to Facebook. So welcome, any of you watching us on Facebook. I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any questions, you'll have to send me an email, because you're not going to be able to log on direct like the people attending the webinar can. So please send me an email and I'll give you the address at the end of this webinar. Presentations at industry conferences. There are a lot of conferences in a year all over Australia, and some of them could be and will be conferences that affect your client's industry. So should you be suggesting to them that they put their hand up, make some inquiries, who are going to be the speakers at particular seminars or conferences, and see if they can be accepted by the organisers as people who are capable of standing up and talking the talk about a particular issue confronting the industry that your client participates in. It's a great way to become considered an expert. Sure, they'll have to do some study and preparation and rehearsal, but it can be very good practice for the general business operations in any case. So the development of a differential strategy is a significant contribution. It's a winning strategy that you're going to be involved in with your client to help them run a better business. And you, as the accountant or the business advisor, will be adding value. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that this is different to the everyday work of preparing a set of annual accounts and income tax returns and perhaps making some representations to a bank or finance company for a client, and perhaps some liaison with government departments like AusIndustry. And I hope I'm not overgeneralising, but that's generally the role that a lot of accountants in Australia are performing for their clients. But that market is changing. You've only got to read the reports. You've just got to think about the effects of the new technology that's emerged over the last 5 years. There's a lot of work that used to be done by accountancy firms. When I was running one, we still did bank reconciliations. And it wasn't that long ago that we had staff writing up cash books. And I understand from many of you, that, and I know that that doesn't happen anymore. The computer programs are taking that over, technology. So your clients are expecting, if you're going to be getting the same sort of money for your annual work, your clients have got some sort of expectation that their fees are going to reduce because they know there's software packages. They've got them in their offices. They're doing the work. And if you're going to be able to convince them that you're not only entitled to the fees that you've traditionally earned from them, that you're going to get higher fees, then I really believe you're going to have to be proactive in talking to your clients and showing them that you can provide a range of services that will assist them to add value to their businesses. And there's going to be some learning curves in all this. But if not, there's going to be some real problems, unfortunately, in the accounting industry as it's traditionally established in Australia over the next few years. In fact, there's, in some segments, there's problems already. And you recall that the Financial Review ran some articles last year on what's happening within accountancy firms and said that margins are dramatically reducing. Now, ESS BIZTOOLS can assist you on this journey to supply a value-added service. For 20 years, we've been writing material and developing and evolving that material to assist accountants to deliver a range of business improvement services. We've never worried much about taxation. We do have some taxation material within ESS BIZTOOLS, but it's primarily targeted at your clients. What we've concentrated on is trying to assist you to be able to perform a chief financial officer role, to supply more value-added management type information. I was a CFO and a company secretary in a listed public company quite some years ago now. And it was a significant change from having been in an accountancy firm as a young graduate and then starting in a corporate area and getting promoted and then having to be in charge of a number of accountants situated around Australia working for that company. And I quickly found out that the role of a CFO or accountant working in industry or commerce is very different to the role that you have at present. You are part of the management team. And one of the biggest issues with management teams I've discovered was what I got to call the what if questions. What if we changed this? What if we did that? What if we sent that to Russia instead of Japan? We're in the export meat industry. We're Australia's second largest meat exporter. But we had a significant retail industry in Australia and meatworks, boning rooms, etc. So it taught me that accountants have to be flexible and have to be able to try to bring various issues and do the sums so that that information can then be conveyed to management. Now, if public companies who have got a whole leadership team, in our organisation, we had 12 people in the senior leadership team, plus managers or in some cases directors situated around Australia running other operations. If businesses like that require an input from an accounting person backed by a team of accountants, surely your small business and medium-sized enterprise clients have issues. What do they do with their what-if questions? What do they do with the sort of deliberations we've talked about today, sitting there trying to determine a differential strategy? How do they do that? Most of them have not had the training or the reasons to go out and do that themselves. They're not working with 100 different clients or 300 different clients, whatever you're doing, and therefore getting the benefit of ideas coming from a whole range of sources that you can see what's good, what works, what doesn't work. I think there's a real opportunity for accountants to be moving up the scale in supplying services. And some firms and some of you watching this video today may well be doing that. And I congratulate you if you are. And I know that probably around 10% of the market has moved that way. And hopefully there's going to be a lot more over the next couple of years, looking at how you can reinvent the roles and the services you provide. Because I think when you sit down and have a quiet drink with your client that you've gone through this process with, and a range of associated processes, which we're running webinars about over the next few weeks, that you'll be able to be well satisfied that you and your colleagues in your accountancy or business advisory firm have been able to help your client run a better business, which was really the plea that the letter writer conveyed in Accountants Daily a few months ago. Help me run a better business. And his real plea was, please sit down with me for a few hours every 3 months so that we can carefully evaluate my business's performance. What's going well, what's not going so well, what's going disastrously, what can we do about it? Help the client to focus was really the plea from that letter writer, who did say, tax doesn't thrill me, or words to that effect. He knows tax is important, but he knows that you, as his professional advisor, his trusted advisor, should be able to help him in a whole range of other areas. Within ESS BizTools, we've got 23 individual product packages that have got videos, webinars, forms, templates, what we call procedure control forms to guide you through the whole process, articles, so that you can, after you've done the reading and done a bit of training, are able to start delivering those services to your clients. There's a wide variety from crowdsource funding, equity raising, strategic planning, chief financial officer services, business planning, strategic planning, and a whole range of other activities. There's a training package contained within the overall system to help you get your team ready to be able to deliver this type of service. And we've got packages like I've mentioned to you, chief financial officer services. There's over 550 individual papers that cover 67 different subject headings that you can brand and send to your clients, save you the time of reproducing. There's a government grant program, a separate website which we operate for our subscribers. Gold subscribers get free access to it. But if you don't want to subscribe to any of our other products, you could subscribe to the business grant program, ESS Biz Grants, as a separate subscription if you wish. So please visit our websites whereby you can have a look at what we have got, how we can help you to start offering these value-added services to your clients. Our website for accountants and business advisors, www.essbiztools.com.au and www.essbizgrants.com.au for the government grant program, which covers the Australian, state and territory grants. obviously from all over Australia. If you need any more information, please don't hesitate to send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, or telephone me on 1800 232 088. I had meant before to ask about questions, but I've got no questions. If you think of some questions later on that you'd like answers, please send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au. Now, I do have an apology. Somehow or other, I didn't bring up onto the screen the PowerPoint slides for you to look at today. For the people who have registered on the webinar, we will be sending them to you. And if you're watching this broadcast utilizing Facebook live stream, if you send us an email, I'm quite happy to send you the PowerPoint slides. If you require any other information, as I said before, please go to our website. Thank you for being with us today. I hope that I have created more interest in your mind about the benefits for you and for your accountancy firm or business advisory firm from embracing the concept of supplying a broader range of business improvement services for your clients and helping them to add value to their businesses. Have a great day. Goodbye.